Alright, so hey, what's up guys, NPS3D here and welcome back again. So this is the tutorial for you, and in this tutorial I will show you how you can achieve these types of realistic render and the car paint for your own car model, or if you downloaded a car and you want to put in your showreels or your projects and you want to achieve these types of realism. So this is for you guys. So in this project you need Element 3D and After Effects. And by the way, this is a little bit of animation, but I will not show you the animation because this is just a simple camera animation. You can do it yourself, but I will show you the technique how achieve these steps of realistic result, a realistic car. And by the way, it's all procedural. It's me. I can go anytime and change it to the any color like white, and you can see the effect and the result is how much this is beautiful. I love this, man. And by the way, this is the purple one and few more like the green one and the yellow one, you can see. And by the way, the background is also procedural. You can go anytime and you can just change it your desired color for your result. So let me set it to the default one and change it color to the something around gray, or maybe let's try a red one again. Let's see how it's coming. Maybe like this one or whatever you prefer. So let me come and go with this one. So this all procedural, and you can do and you can change anytime anything. So I will show you how I achieve this result. So without any more delay, let's get started the tutorial after this NPS3D intro. Alright, so here I just created a new comp with my desired composition, resolution, and I just created a new background with a gradient ramp. I created a new layer with the Element 3D, and I created just a basic camera. So I'm going to the scene setup and I will load my car. This is, by the way, this is not my car. I just downloaded it from TurboSquad, and you can also download it. I'll put the link in my video description, and if you want to use another car, you can just simply search on the Google, or there are a lots of sites. I will put the link, or you can just search on the 3D car models and you will search a lots of, you can see a lots of free sites which are providing a free car model, and you can just choose them, or you can build your own and you can just use them. And by default it's very tiny. You can just simply click on the normalize size and you can just make it bigger. You can also scale it, but I'm not going to do that. And by the way, if you are new on my channel, you can just subscribe to my channel, because there are a lots of tutorial which is related to Element 3D and After Effects, and you can just improve your knowledge. And if you like my tutorial, just leave a comment. Also press the thumbs up button and give it a like on this video if you like this, and stay tuned till the end because I will show you a lots of technique to fixing a lots of things. And here you can see there are this model looking very bad, so let me show you how you can fix that. So click here and just go one by one and make sure this is drop back faces on. By the way, there is no back plate. I will not use any back plate, but I am going to fix these things which is available for the car right now. Done. Now let's select the model and just go to the surface option and make this optimize mesh, because it's down the vertices and it speed up your workflow a little bit more. Now let's hide the grid because I don't want to see this control. I don't want to see this grid. Just click a new plane and you can just press R, because R is the key for scale. Scale it till the infinite and just put it down. By the way, the end game is coming, get ready for the that. Make it to the here and make sure this is two-sided plane so you can see from below also. That's good. Now it's time for the color. So I will just simply right click here and create a new material. Select this material and change the diffuse color and just put in here. And that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning me till the end of the video, and we'll see you next time. But let me finish this one. So select it and make it a little bit reflective, like 45 is quite a good for now, and maybe 30. Now let's create one new material for the glass and just simply select, drag and drop like that. Select this model and go to the advanced section, and here is the opacity, but first let me change the color. So go to the diffuse and make black, all black, man. Go to the advanced section and here is the two option. First you can change the blend mode to the additive, but it will remove the black color, but I want a black with some of the transparency so I can see behind the glass. So I will change the blend mode to the normal and turn down the force opacity just a little bit. And one more thing, guys, I'm not going to change, or I'm not going to texture inside part of the car, because I am making the tutorial just for the car paint and I will only focus on the car paint. So create a new one more new material, and this also gonna be black with some of the reflection. So change the diffuse from the here and change the reflectivity, and it's also gonna be a black like this. You can also turn the environment multiplier, because I mean it can also multiply the brightness with environment. I hope it makes sense. And apply to the car tires. I can say this is not a good tire, but I am not going to focus on that. Create one new material, and this is gonna be chrome. For the chrome you just need two steps. Go to the diffuse and change it to the completely black, and go to the reflectivity and turn 100%, and now the chrome material is ready. Just drag and drop where you want. Alright, and also drag and drop it here. Create one new material, and this also gonna be the glass one, and but the color should be something around the red, reflectivity something around 45, and paste onto the glass and change the advanced section to the additive. Now you can see. Go to the back side and create or just simply drag this black color here. I hope it's good now. It's good now. Now you can just only focus to the car paint. And one more thing, you can just change any material for the floor. So let me see which is perfect for the floor. Select the floor and go to the UV mapping and change XG and change it something around 20 by 20. So this is I used for my original, you can just click here and remove unused, because I don't want to put some meshy material here. Now select the floor and here and go to the reflection mode and change it to mirror surface. So now it's reflecting. Now let me show you how you can adjust little bit more. Select the material and go to the glossiness and turn it something around 25. Oh my god, it's too much of reflection, just like a wet surface, but I don't want this much, so I want this types. Now go just click here and it will pop up with the texture properties. Now you can increase the brightness, saturation, contrast, and you can just play with. So let me play with, because playing is our job. So now I'm happy with this result, and anytime you can just want a blurry reflection, you can just come over the glassiness and make it to the blurry like this. So I hope it's looking good. Now this is a important step for the compositing. Just select your plane model, just select the plane material and go to the advanced section, and here is your option for matte reflection and the matte shadow. We just need to turn on this both step, so it will cut out the reflection from the whole plane, and it will also take the fake shadow or the real shadow, whatever you can say it, and it will also catch the ambient occlusion, which will good for compositing. Now you need just click OK. So we already created a camera, so just rotate it and make it something like this. Now go to the scene setup again, and one most important step we just forgot, whatever. Go to the environment, backlight 2K, and I am using backlight 2K collection for the environment, so you can just choose any environment, because for the realistic car paint effect the environment matters too much. So I am choosing one of these, and if you think there is not enough reflection in your environment, you can just do, let me show you what. Go to the environment section, and here you can also play with the brightness, contrast, gamma, saturation. Saturation is important when you have a saturated environment and you don't want a saturated. Just simply turn it completely down, and you can see this is black and white and the gray. So I am going to use one of the environment texture from this, so you can see this is also looking good. Go to the environment, and you can also make it to the repeat, just like 2 by 2, so you can see. But let me see which one I prefer, so I'm going with this one. This looks good, completely good for me. So hit OK. So you can see the scene. Now let me switch to the full raise, so we can save your project and see it completely. Now let's go to the output section, the render setting, because the main step started now. So here is the physical environment. You can play with the physical environment like lighting, influence, exposure, and the gamma. So I'm going to put the exposure 1. You can also play with, but 1 is good. You can increase the gamma just a little bit, or you can make it higher according to your scene situation. You can also create a new null object and make it 3D and parent camera to the null, so you can just rotate and animate our scene according our choice. So let me see which angle is good for the render, and I will not make the animation, that's why I am making the thing. Like this angle is good maybe, so I'm going with this one. For the element 3D and lighting influence, you can also put according that which is looking good. Now let's come over to the rotation environment. By the way, if you don't happy with this look of reflection, you can just rotate your environment, and when you are making an animation, you can just slightly give a keyframe to the environment rotation, and you can just make it to the rotation for more cinematic feel. So I'm going with this, maybe this. Control S to save. Now let's go to the ambient occlusion and enable it, and make sure this is ray traced. By the way, if your graphics card don't support ray trace, you can also play with this one, and it's also pretty much the good one, because I also use a lot this when my graphics card not support, but in this case it's supporting. So I'm going to the ray traced, and let me adjust few settings. Just like contrast, I'm going to use 0.6, and the gamma I will just down it, and the maximum distance I will also maybe see spread, I will just down it. Contrast, you can just play it, man, play it. It's looking good to me, before and after looking good to me. You can also increase the multi-sapling to something around 4 to smooth out, and there is a light influence, so you can increase it, and this what it does is cut the ambient occlusion from the light area. So maybe to the 500. Now let's come to the render setting. Go to the output and enhanced multi-sapling and change it to the maybe 4 and 16 to make your render great. And here is one more thing, multi-pass mixture. By the way, if you want to control this out of the scene setup, and if you did not see my tips and trick of element 3D, I'll put in my video description, or you can just click on the I button and see some of my great tutorial. So you can increase the diffuse color from here, or specular, you can just increase it whatever you prefer, and reflectivity also you can also increase it. You can see, and all these parameters. Now let's go to the scene setup again, and if I'm not happy with the result, I can just go to the environment and change any environment which I like or which is good for our scene. Okay, now it's looking good to me. Now select everything, or just you can come to the background and you can change the background to something around some color like this, or maybe some dark color. make it something like this, or we can choose the red one and make it saturated, or we can just play with the gray. Even you can also use the white one, but let me go with the gray, something around this gray, and Control Shift H to hide all of this from the scene. And you can also create a new adjustment layer and apply the curves effect and a little bit colored it and increase the red if red is available in your scene, or you can just play with that, whatever you think looks good, like this maybe. And you can create your one more adjustment layer and just simply apply unsharp mask and a noise and put noise 4, and good. This is the final result of your scene of your car. You can see, and you can rotate and make anything. Like if you want a rotation, you can just down it to the third raise and you can play with that, any look which you think is best for your scene, and change it to the full raise. And you can also rotate your environment anytime, and you can also go to the Element 3D scene setup and you can just change the color anytime, like this blue, and you are good to go. Go to scene setup again and change it some more colors, because I want a little bit of fun, a dark green type sports car. You can see, and by the white is my favorite color, so that's why I am also choosing the white one. So thanks for watching the tutorial, because the tutorial is finished, and I hope you got the idea for realistic car render, because when you want to achieve a realism, then you have to apply a environment lighting as well as, because you can see in this scene I did not use any single light from After Effects. I only use a environment lighting for lighting my scene, and this is the key for realistic render. That's it for now guys, and I hope you like the tutorial, and thanks for loving me, thanks for watching the tutorial, thanks for supporting me. I am NPS3D, and you know we will back again with a great tutorial. That's it for now.